Hi pals, it's me, Artie, they them pronouns only, and this week's video I'm talking about just another one of my medical cannabis updates and some of the things I've learned recently, as well as some CBD drink recommendations because I have an affiliate link. Or like a few. I don't have an official link yet because I've applied, but like I can still use their affiliate links before becoming a proper affiliate link person, so more about that later, but links in the description. I posted my video about dealing with steroid withdrawal symptoms, and that means I'm in a lot more pain than usual and struggling to sleep even more. So a lot of shuffling around with my medical cannabis again as usual. So I think it's January. The January coming. I've been on some kind of medical cannabis for a year. No, 2 years. To be honest, I literally had in my brain 2 years, and I don't know why I said a year, but there we are. And yeah, I have just not really found something that works. Like, I find vaping helps. Vaping helps me get to sleep. It helps my pain. Great. However, it's very short acting. I also get wheezy, especially the higher the temperature of the vape, which makes what you have stronger. And also, like, if I do vape too many doses, I start feeling ill. So like, I don't really want to be relying on vaping for pain relief and getting me to sleep because of those things. I mean, it's great. I've not had to spend a lot of money on it because I don't use it much. I'm using it quite a bit at the moment though. However, so trying to find something that's a bit more longer lasting, that also doesn't involve my lungs, has been difficult. In the last few months, I've found that my clinic is now doing, they call them pastels, but they are absolutely gummies. They are literally squidgy. Like, to me, pastels are like fruit pastels, which are a lot harder. No, these are like proper squidgy jelly gummies. That was one of the options. We also discussed a different kind of vape, which at least would make it easier for me to vape like inside at home in bed, because it wouldn't smell in the same way that traditional dry herb, dry flower vaping does. But I haven't quite gotten there yet. At the moment, I am still on the same oil I've been on for a while, which is, it's changed name, so it's now called Curaleaf. It's just like a Curaleaf one. It was a different brand before. Full spectrum, THC 20 and CBD 10, and like, it's literally just one of these, a 30 milliliters, I don't know, bottle. And I tend to try to stick to 0.5 milliliters every day. Sometimes it's more, occasionally I forget and it's less, but like, I generally don't really find it does anything. Like, on its own, it doesn't do shit. But I'm still on it because partly, you know, one of the factors of why I even was thinking about medical cannabis was because of its anti-inflammatory properties, you know, whatever, because of all of my autoimmune conditions, which mean I am inflamed. So I don't really want to stop it just yet. But also, you don't want to change too many things at once, because then you don't really know what's done what. I am trialing the gummies. So the first ones I was trying was these. Again, so it's Curaleaf, 10 milligrams of THC and 0 of CBD. And I have now just started, I've still got a few of those left, to be fair, so it's not like I'm going to stop using them whilst I've got them, because they're not cheap. They're between 30 and 35 pounds a bag for like 12. It's not 12, it's 14. For some reason, I can't do basic maths, but it's 14. 2 weeks worth if you take one every day, which is a lot. But also the oil's a lot. I think this one is £100, but it does last me like a month and a half-ish, maybe 2 months. Yeah, so like this is the new one that I'm trying, which also, these obviously were orange flavour. And these ones are mixed berries. And instead of no CBD, there's CBD in these. So it's 10 and 10 milligrams. The orange ones are pretty good. They don't taste particularly weird. They do have a bit of a weird flavour, but it's not as strong. The mixed berries have a stronger weird flavour. I'm not really sure why that is. However, I did try those last night for the first time and they definitely didn't really do anything. So I don't know what, like, how I feel about everything just yet. So yeah, the last 3 months I've been trialing gummies. Like I said, I've been on the orange ones, which were just THC. The issue I have generally with medical cannabis overall is that I find it really hard to predict if and when it's going to like actually do anything. Because I mean, like I said, the oil generally doesn't do anything on its own. The pastels, hit and miss as well, where the vape is literally the only thing that I can be like, yeah, that's gonna work, until my tolerance builds up, because it usually does quite quickly and I have to stop or cut down for a while again. Otherwise that will get expensive and it will get shitty on my lungs, because I've already done that. But yeah, when the gummies and stuff work, it's great. However, the gummies do make me quite snacky, and I have apparently learned that is because it is just THC and there's not enough CBD to sort of even it out. So yeah, apparently the CBD also is like a appetite suppressant, which I did not know. I have never heard that before. However, I did give it a quick Google and quite a lot of things came up and I was like, nobody's mentioned this to me. So like, that's been something that's been happening a lot in the evenings when I can get the pastels, gummies, whatever to work, is that I then am extremely snacky, which continuing is not exactly ideal. But also I struggle working out when to take things so that they work through the night as well. Because like gummies do last longer than the flower, but they don't last as long as the oil. Is basically how I've been explained. And I tend to find as well, like, eating an entire gummy is a bit too much to do in one go, and then you still only get like the 6-ish hours, mostly really less than that, to be honest, like more like 3 to 4 of relief or being high. Whereas like I have found biting them in half and having a half like earlier in the evening and then having another half later towards bedtime at least tends to extend the length of like the gummies working. I do find that still works and actually works better than if I just consume an entire gummy anyway. With trying to work out how to like get these products to consistently work, I keep thinking there's a pattern, but every time I try to replicate it, it either just doesn't work or it's still very 50-50. Because at one point I thought it sort of worked best when I took the like at least half a gummy with some of the oil at the same time. Then I thought maybe it was certain types of food, having them just after having a gummy or the oil. And then it seemed to be a different kind of food, and then it's just still very much like it, I don't know, it's just very up in the air. Sometimes it was that it worked better when I took them at the same time as my evening painkiller, my evening pregabalin. Sometimes not as well. Also, as a side note, I don't recommend people necessarily do the things I'm doing, because I'm genuinely just vibing through and seeing what works. To be honest, I could probably be doing things that I really shouldn't be doing because I just don't know anything about cannabis, medical cannabis generally. And there's not a lot of like do's and don'ts, whether it's on clinic websites or like, you know, any official documentation that they give you or that you can see on their sites. Like, it would be helpful if they had a bit more information like that available, but they don't, as far as I know. Other clinics might, but from my experience of Zerenia and Alternaleaf, that like most of the websites kind of do next to nothing, and they're just kind of like advertisement and a way for you to put in interest. I just cannot find something that makes them work consistently, because otherwise I just feel, you know, very awake, alert, and still in pain. I am open to suggestions on this particular topic of like, is there something that other people have found like helps make their medical cannabis work consistently if they're not vaping? Because I'm open to trying whatever I can to get these to work consistently. I don't want to keep upping doses as well, just because it doesn't work all the time. Because when it does work, it works well, but I feel like my tolerance is still generally on the lower end compared to a lot of other people. So like, I don't want to up my dose for it to then possibly hit me even harder, which is not really what I want. I just want it to be more consistent with how it actually impacts me in the evenings when I take it. So if there are any thoughts or suggestions on what I should try doing, eating, drinking, let me know. I've even started, so I bought CBD drinks again as well to trial, but also I was going to see if my mum wanted to try them too, for some possible like pain relief, help with sleeping. So I was also trying them at the same time as having like half of one of these CBD drinks. And like, I think maybe it works, but also I don't, like, all of these things are so expensive, I feel like they should work better. So yeah, like I said, at the recent check-in I had, which was pretty recently, that's when I told them that these gummies do make me very snacky. Like, I will demolish so many things in the evening when it actually hits, and it's not good. I can't eat that many snacks because my food is expensive, because I can only eat certain food groups because of my Crohn's and stuff like that. I can't afford to be eating Holland and Barrett like M&Ms that are vegan, because they're so expensive. I mean, M&Ms are already expensive, but I feel like these are more expensive. He's the person who then suggested I try a different gummy, same THC but more CBD for that particular appetite suppressant, because as well THC is an appetite stimulant, which I think I knew, but it just didn't click. And yeah, I've not really had this problem with other products I've tried, so it might just be because it's like an edible as well as it being only THC. But like, I don't know, I don't know anything about weed. Like, I just don't. But yeah, I bought some CBD drinks again as well, to possibly see if they would help me generally. And these were ones, God, when did I try these? I think I picked these up in November like 2022 when I was staying at Maytree. And they didn't have the ones that I recognised at this shop, which I think is what the CBD shop is owned by Jeremy Corbyn's son. It's in Islington. I can't remember what it's called, but you'll probably be able to find it. It's like a cannabis CBD like shop cafe thing. I had also bought some chocolate from there. It was disgusting, so I do not recommend. It was vile. I'm glad they do a make your own sort of mix and match bundle now. So luckily I did one of those, and I've got 2 flavours that I got to try from that shop, which are, one is this one, raspberry and coconut, which is very sweet. And then the other one that I had already tried was the peanut flavour, which is just pineapple. And then I also picked up the raspberry lemonade and the cola ones, which do also have some caffeine in, so we'll see how that affects me. Thank you. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to see if maybe having some of these drinks would help as well generally, maybe help some of these things to work. The thing is that when I like originally was like buying and using CBD drinks before I started medical cannabis, was that I did find that my tolerance to them just like immediately shot up. Like maybe the first few times I tried these drinks and didn't realize you were supposed to drink them slowly and you were going to actually kind of feel something vaguely like being high. It suddenly just hit me. I was like, oh man, amazing. My body feels floaty and nice and not in pain. And that's the feeling I'm chasing. And I have not been able to find it much since. I've definitely gotten close with these gummies and with vaping, but they're just not ideal always being high. Whereas like I had a bit more of a clearer head on CBD drinks. And as well, I think specifically these are generally my preference, like this brand in particular, for like two main reasons. Well, I mean, I guess three. For one, they are a higher dose. They're like 32 milligrams of CBD, whereas a lot of other CBD drinks are really weak. They are so weak. But also, so's the flavour. The flavour is flavouring. The flavour is flavouring for Little Rick CBD drinks. Like, I don't know how to describe this one because it's raspberry and coconut. But like the peanut one really tastes very close to just pineapple juice. Like the flavour is actually decent in these, whereas other CBD drinks I've had are just kind of like manky, weak, flavoured sparkling water, which is not the vibe. These are a bit more like maybe sparkling juice or like soda. I obviously still have to taste the other two flavours, so I will let you know what I think of those two, but I'm sure they're probably fine. However, I do also actually have affiliate codes for Little Rick. So if you are interested in trying Little Rick, I will link them down below. I also have some links on one of my blog pages or whatever, where I have put like my affiliates, what they're for, and some links for those. I can get anywhere between 5 and 20% from sales through those codes in particular. I have applied for like the official affiliate codes because I do have an official affiliate code with, I think, Medisave. Yeah, with Medisave, I do already have my own like proper code so that you don't need to continually like use links I put up. You can just use the code RTCarden when you make an order, and then I get like, I don't know, I think generally it's usually about 20%, but it varies across these different shops. And then I've also got like the bookshop, which again, like I've got a page that's books that I have read and recommended and put in like lists that you can use to purchase from. But as well, if there's anything in particular you were thinking of buying and wanted to support me as well, like you can definitely leave a comment somewhere or DM me on my Instagram, Artie is Artie, and I can send you a link to whatever book it is that you're looking for. But when it comes to Little Rick, I have made the application for like an official code, like RTCarden for Medisave. So for the moment, it is just that I can make money from sharing the links and people using those links to buy stuff. So I will leave a selection of their products down below, but like, yeah, genuinely highly recommend these as CBD drinks. I think everything else I've ever tried is vile. Also, like, there's some brands make them in like the most annoying wellness way possible. Like, I don't want a fizzy water that also tastes like ginger. Like, I don't want to drink a CBD drink that's got grapefruit in it because I take other medications. And then as well, I think the other good thing about Little Rick in particular, I mean, it says 0 calories, which, I mean, I guess is a plus. But, like, they don't just use the typical CBD. They have, like, a full spectrum. I think they have more information on that on their website, but I can't remember. But yeah, I just thought I would share and mention that because, I mean, I was going to make this video anyway. It's just, like, an update for, like, what I'm taking, what I'm doing, medical cannabis wise, but also, like, you know, it's relevant. I'll update you with the other flavours and what I think of them. I do think these, like, whilst I really like this flavour, I do kind of think it's a little bit too sweet. And it's the coconut. It's a little bit too sweet. So I am hoping that the raspberry lemonade is more tart, like a good mixture of sweet and tartness. So we'll see about that. But yeah, I mean, the other thing as well that I discussed with the prescriber recently, they was telling me to, like, look on the Medical Cannabis UK wiki, not wiki, Reddit and stuff, I guess. But I don't really like it. I don't like it there. I don't like it there. It's full of a lot of dude bros. I'm just not, like, hey bitch. So, like, I don't really like the vibe of, like, anything on Reddit anyway. Really. So instead, I will also say it here. He was talking about, like, seeing or asking what other people have found helpful. I mean, I've already said as well, like, is there something that helps you make these medications work better? But also, is there anything specifically that you have found helpful that maybe I should change what I'm on to? Is there a particular oil or a particular mix that you I have read is supposed to help? Because then the other thing is, like, I don't really like asking people because everybody has such different bodies and different reactions and different needs from medical cannabis and, like, everything anyway. But, you know, it just feels a bit silly asking those questions. But I mean, if you are more knowledgeable on medical cannabis than me, please let me know if there's anything that you've read, whether it's in studies or whatever, about, like, is there a particular balance between THC and CBD in oil that will that is usually found to help with pain, help with sleep? Because I think as well, this is an indica, which I assume is the more, like, chill, sleepy one. Because I think, I can't remember, I know it's indica and sativa, but I don't know the difference. Let me Google that too. Okay, yeah, so, like, indica is the sleepier one. Yes, I'm 30. Yeah, I mean, from what this says as well, like, indica is more of a body high, which it is what I need. My body hurts. I don't want to feel that. I mean, I also get quite an intense head high anyway when these things work. It doesn't say what they are in the pastels. Oh, it's sativa. I'm lying. I am a lying liar. Yeah, they're sativa as well. I've had a couple of different flowers. I think my most recent flower is a sativa. Because, yeah, I said, like, oh, I need something to help me sleep better and relax in the evenings, and dealing with the pain. Whereas, like, they suddenly were like, oh yeah, well, the other flower you were given was an indica, so, no, a sativa, so you're, like, awake. Oh my god, mental illness. I can't fucking... Sativa is the head high and the alert. Girl, what? See, this is then the issue. Because I don't know shit. I'm trusting them to tell me what I should try. But this is now the technically third time this has happened where I talk about being in pain and struggling to sleep. And that because I usually take these in the evening because I can't just be fucking high all day, especially if I need to go somewhere, because I'll probably be driving. Yeah, like, one of my flowers was sativa was a sativa, and both of these are sativas, which are head highs, alertness, uplifting, euphoric, creativity, wanting to do things, increased energy. Girl, what? Best for daytime use. I'm trying to sleep. I'm trying to sleep. So I don't know how much they're gonna fucking help me sleep. But yeah, that's also basically what happened when I was like, yeah, I'm struggling with sleep still. And they were like, oh yeah, you've been given a sativa for flower. That won't help you sleep. And it's probably why you feel so awake and shit. And I was like, what do you mean? I mean, to be fair, I don't feel that awake. I could definitely doze off on a sativa high. But like I said, the issue I have is the highs don't work consistently. And they don't last long enough a lot of the time through the night. So ideally, recommendations for what would help me get to sleep and stay asleep and be in less pain, particularly in the evenings and through the night. Recommendations, any studies you've read, feel free to link those in the comments, please. Because I mean, that's also partly why I got some of these, because like I found that the CBD drinks, when they worked before I started medical cannabis, were very calming, and yeah, sort of gave you that like enough of a light buzz that you could probably like just close your eyes and fall asleep kind of vibes. Like that's all I want in my life. And that's basically what I use flour for, is when I'm desperate and I can't get to sleep. I mean, at the moment, my sleep is screwed. I don't know what's happened already. I now can't get to sleep before 1 a.m. and I'm not staying asleep long enough. We're still waking up at the normal fucking time, and this keeps happening at the moment. So I'm a bit stuck. But also, the other issue I have to be careful of is that medical cannabis, CBD specifically, has, I don't know whether it has vitamin C in, but I know it has a similar effect as vitamin C, so can disrupt ADHD stimulants. So that's another reason why it's more of like an evening medication, is when I'm trying to wind down and go to fucking bed. Have like a nice chill evening and then go to sleep kind of vibe, you know? So yes, I would appreciate your thoughts. Please help, because I literally don't know what I'm doing, and like a lot of medical cannabis products have stupid names, to be very honest. I feel very, very stupid trying to say some of the names that I've read on the Reddit. I don't know, can we just have some normal names? I am 30 years old. I'm 30 years old and I'm not a stoner, I'm just disabled. Nothing against stoners or anyone under the age of 30, but I just feel very fucking stupid saying those things. I just want to say my Curaleaf or some shit, I don't know. To be fair, I also hate that they always ask what I'm on, and I have to type in a lot of the times for repeat prescriptions what I'm already on, because I don't fucking know, mate. And a lot of the times when I'm filling in that repeat prescription, I don't have it with me, so I have no idea. Also, yes, I went to Spain again. No, I would not bother ever speaking to the Spanish embassy or the Spanish medical agency ever again. I thought I was more prepared after last year. They are just as bad every year. They supposedly, though, now you don't have to have a license unless you're bringing loads in. However, they wouldn't actually tell me wouldn't tell me if I needed the license or not. I was only there for a week, but they were still mainly stuck on the fact that one of my prescriptions was from last year, and they were like, that's too old, that's out of date. And I'm like, it's not out of date because I still fucking have it and I still fucking use it. It's flour. Like, it ain't mouldy, it's fine. It's stored well, I just do not need it all the time. So I gave up. So I either recommend you work out how to use the cannabis cafes they've got there, because I don't know, and I'm too antisocial and autistic to even approach somebody to ask. They usually charge you more if you're not Spanish, which I think is fair. Bleed the tourist right, honestly. So yeah, I would also love, what are your holiday destination recommendations where the process of taking your medical cannabis is easy and it's just a travel letter or something, and like, you know, the prescriptions. Because that's what it was for Norway. Norway was so easy. Nobody looked at me. I literally didn't need anything except from just the documents, and nobody even asked. Is there anywhere else like that that's maybe a little bit nicer in the summer or a little bit nicer in like UK autumn winter, that I can pretend I'm still in the summer whilst I go and spend my birthdays there? So yeah, let me know what places you've travelled to and had a good experience, because I've had it with Spain. I've had it with them. They can go shove it. Yeah, I mean, I have some other thoughts and updates generally about my experience with my particular clinic, but I might just leave that until my next update, because my next appointment apparently will be with a consultant again. Apparently you're supposed to see and speak to one of the consultants at least once a year. Nobody ever told me that, so I was like, oh okay. I wondered why I was just always seeing some pharmacist, but okay. So yeah, I don't know, but I've definitely had some issues with this clinic that are really driving me mad. However, I'm not going to change clinic again. They're not bad enough for that, but it's gotten pretty bad a few times where you're just like, you're taking the piss. I will say one thing. I don't think anyone at Alternaleaf who works the emails, customer emails, has any reading comprehension. Like, that is basically it. That's the main problem I have continually, is that they just do not read my email properly. They don't read my emails properly, so I'm tired. So as much as possible, I just don't want to speak to them. Everything's fine with the pharmacists. Well, besides that whole rant I just had about sativa versus indica, but otherwise it's fine. Otherwise it's fine. Anyway, so that's my update generally for now. Would appreciate people chipping in with their thoughts about my options for different medical cannabis products and also holiday destinations. And then yeah, I guess I will come back in maybe a few months' time with further updates and complaints about my medical cannabis in the UK experiences. So like, comment, subscribe, watch my videos, share my videos. I do also have a medical cannabis playlist now, so if you've missed other experiences I've had, go watch those. Go find out why I don't recommend anybody use Zerenia Clinic. Also, at least Alternaleaf's prices are cheaper. However, they've started this membership thing, which kind of makes no fucking sense. It doesn't make it cheaper unless you're seeing a consultant or a pharmacist regularly. Otherwise, it's just more expensive than if you pay as you go. I don't know what they think they're doing, because the membership doesn't cover product. Guys, what are you doing? I'm really confused. So yeah, I will see you next week. Bye.